That's right. It's time for Mega Man X4 now. And holy shit, anime cutscenes. It seems like Capcom's really throwing their budget at this one. But right off the bat, you can see that we do not have a difficulty setting this time around, so fortunately my torture will be light. And I actually like this game, so that's twofold. The biggest difference, actually, from every next installment is that whoever you choose right off the bat here, you're stuck with the entire game. So, since I'm really tired of Mega Man after X6, and I don't think I gave Zero enough credit, let's play as him, since he's not horrifically broken. But here's another cutscene.
Who are you?
My masterpiece.
But who are you?
After him, he is my nemesis. Our rivalry is what gives me motivation in life. Now go. Destroy him. That's an order.
But wait!
Emergency, all Maverick hunters on call should assemble immediately.
The same dream again.
All Maverick hunters on call should assemble immediately.
So when I said holy shit, anime cutscenes, what I meant to say is holy shit, those are terrible cutscenes. Not so much in the content, it's actually an interesting story this time around, but more so in the terrible, terrible voice acting. And get used to it because it only will get worse. So, both Mega Man and Zero go through the exact same levels, just like in all the next games. The biggest difference, though, is that Zero is actually fun to play this time. However, he does not start off with any of his abilities, so he doesn't have a double jump, and he can't spin jump, he can't do anything cool, he just can go like this. But that's all you need, because he actually handles decently. This little mini-boss that you have to, well, they want you to fight, you can actually just skip him by breaking this wall. So that's what I always do. Zero does not even have his little buster that I abused in X6 either. So he's kind of lame, but at the same time really fun to play just because he handles well. It's amazing what a huge difference that makes. I'm not flying into death pits. I'm not doing the wrong move. As you can see, I'm not skipping the story this time. It's actually interesting. And it's not a garbled, translated mess. Basically, our big adversary this time is Repliforce, which is pretty much all those guys you saw in the opening cinematic. If you play as X, you get a different opening cutscene, whereas Zero is having a bad dream. The funny thing is, in a lot of, actually, almost all of them, of X's cutscenes, X isn't even in them. Which is a good thing once you hear his voice actor, or actress, I should say. But, I don't mind Zero's voice so much. It's the fact that every time he hits, or jumps, or does anything, he has to yell. I don't know why. There's Iris, you might remember her from the opening cutscene. Huge Maverick, you mean that one I completely ignored? is the one I ignored. And just like any opening boss in an X game, he's incredibly easy. Just smack him. You see him start to shoot, just walk all the way to the wall and jump over it. Super easy. If your axe, it's even easier because you can just stand all the way back and keep shooting him. Yes, that's right. His name is Colonel. I wonder what his job is. You know, in the back of my mind, I'm trying to imagine this dialogue actually being spoken by these voice actors, and with Zero, I could stand it, but once you hear Colonel talk, yeah, I don't think that would work. So essentially what this all boils down to is, this game is just a big case of the worst misunderstanding ever. My game has been saved.
Brave soldiers of Repliforce, we have all been wrongfully judged as mavericks by the humans. We cannot suffer this indignity and live in disgrace. We will build our own nation of Reploids. But remember, this is neither about insurrection nor rebellion against our human creators. This is about our liberty and security. We must battle for our own individual rights and our own survival. Together we will build our nation, a sanctuary for all Reploids, our own utopia. Let us forge onward towards a new golden era for the Repliforce.
I too share the general sentiment. Take heed, we have no other choice. Let us fight valiantly, with courage and pride, without fear, for we are the Repliforce. The most powerful army in history!
The General has finally taken action. And now, my Maverick Hunters, what will you do? I'll be watching closely from here on out.
Boy, I wonder who that was at the end of that. I don't even think they're trying to hide this anymore. But anyway, we continue with our little story here. Iris is actually the sister of the Colonel, as you see right there. That plot point comes up much later. But for now, you'll notice that Iris actually acts as your navigator in this game, much before, you know, Aelia completely screwed up that whole thing. So, she has a one-up on Aelia, though, despite looking absolutely ridiculous. She doesn't interrupt your gameplay. She's not fucking annoying. She doesn't tell you that there might be a hole in the ground, or it might rain. But Zero gets Iris, and Mega Man gets a fat guy named Double. I think Mega Man got the shaft, as he usually does in all these games. But as we're being told right now, these are the locations we can choose. And this was actually before the Maverick names got really, really dumb. I mean, they're pretty dumb, but they're not out of control stupid. There are no Sheldons. There are no Scaraviches. But as Zero, I always start with this guy just because this is by far the hardest guy to fight as Zero. So I like getting him out of the way. By the way, I love the way the announcer yells the name in this game. I just enjoy that so much. So, just like every other fire-related level in a Mega Man game, it's in a volcano. I guess they just can't think of anything else where fire comes from. Why can't it be like on the sun or something? I mean, we end up on the moon in X8. One thing that actually makes Zero even lamer in X4 is that, unlike X5 and X6, where you can grab the Dr. Light capsules on behalf of Mega Man, you can't do that here. He won't even show up for Zero. So the only thing Zero is looking for is heart tanks and energy tanks. No Reploids, no Dr. Light capsules, nothing. And thank God there's no Reploids, because God am I sick of them. By association, there's also no parts to equip, which is, in my opinion, a very good thing. Because there's no absolutely required parts that you need. There is a heart tank to my left here. I cannot get it just yet, because I can't double jump. So we'll come back for that later. Here's the mech armor. I lost the mech armor. Now I have it back. I think my analog stick is going to get me killed. And in a very unusual twist, you can take the mech armor into the boss battle. And you fucking need it. He betrayed us for no reason. So basically, you want to beat the shit out of him as far as you can until the mech armor blows up, because he will destroy it pretty fucking fast. Yeah. His entire boss battle, even though it's kind of a clusterfuck with Zero, he's a nod to Street Fighter. He throws Hadoukens. He even yells them, which is just awesome. And in another weird twist, you have a conversation with him after you kill him. Who do you fucking think it is, Zero? You've only beaten him 3 times. And he keeps fucking coming back for no reason. And in another great twist, they don't translate the ability that Zero gets, but the announcer still says it. I love that. So what we got is a pretty awesome upward slash that it starts on fire. Oh yeah, and for a good drinking game, take a drink every time I said the word twist in that last level. So we got a fire-based attack. Gosh, I wonder who we go after. A nice guy? Frost Walrus! There's Blizzard Buffalo in the background from X3. There's a lot of cool stuff like that in X4. This little area is actually kind of a secret power-up area, if you will. You can't get here, of course, until Zero can double jump, but keep that in mind because that comes in handy a lot later when you have energy tanks. And this big ice block up here can be broken with our new ability. And there's our first heart tank. And here's an extra life. Those are always nice. Even though they're kind of useless. Watch me die numerous times now. And in X4 too, every single level is divided into two parts, separated by a loading screen. So it makes for a nice flow, unlike the weirdness of X6 where you have a level that's really long, like Metal Shark Player, versus Infinity Imaginion's level, which is basically a hallway. This is a little puzzle of sorts. If you get stuck on one of these platforms and they hit the ceiling, guess what? You go boom. So you don't want that. There is a bottomless pit at the bottom of this, so you want to hug the right wall. Just like that. And we get a little mini-boss here. This thing is actually pretty nasty, unless you are quite prepared for it. It has two forms it takes. One in this hand-like motion, and another one it'll switch to basically a big spike ball. Every once in a while it'll charge you, so just try to stay away from it. As you can see, my fire move makes pretty short work of it. And same thing applies if you're playing as Mega Man, because his fire attack goes straight up in the air. If you can, kill him quick, because if he goes into his second form, he's really annoying. And here's the second part of the level. Kind of unique to Frost Walrus's area is that the music actually changes in his second part. There is an item to find in these ice blocks, although it's pretty freaking worthless, but just for completion's sake, we'll pick it up anyway. And there it is up there on the top. Just break it out. And that's the incredibly useless weapon tank. Once you fill it with weapon energy, you can refill your energy meters. Problem with Zero, he only has one thing that benefits from that, and you don't ever use it. Except for on one boss. So, yeah, not too great. The flying birds, I'm not exactly sure what they're supposed to be. If you don't kill them quick enough, they fill the entire room with ice, and it makes it slightly more obnoxious. It's not too bad, but if you're close enough to them, get rid of them. And now we're at Frost Walrus. This is actually the guy that you would start on if you want the absolute easiest Maverick to fight. This guy by far. Because the strategy's pretty much the same. Hit him with the fire. Hug a wall. Because he slides into it. Jump off. Do it again. If you don't have the fire weapon, when he goes to slide, it'll be a lot faster. And that's really about the only difference he's got. When he gets low in health, he'll just start spamming this. He'll make a big ice block that makes a whole bunch of icicles that hit the ground. Just don't get hit by him. He is a complete joke. Yeah, we got that. This is a pretty powerful attack. It's a straight down giant icicle move. Problem is, though, is you have to be right above this shit. Okay. 2 down. Notice how this game flows a lot better than that other unspeakably horrible one named X6. So let's do the jet bike level that everybody hates. Oh my god, it's turbo tunnels. This level, once you master the controls of the jet bike, is really short. And it's one of the few times a Maverick actually attacks you outside of the boss room. There's a heart tank that I completely missed because I'm stupid. And that's the end of the first part. And there he is. Just dash into him with your bike, and it'll do so much damage that it'll just get rid of him right there. He'll show up again, though. And again, just dash into him. And I can't believe I didn't die right there, but if you go back and look at that, that's where the energy tank is. And yes, I died many, many, many times learning that. But, look at that, the level's over already. His weakness is the giant icicle. Problem is he's in the air, and it's a downward attack, so it's really obnoxious to use. But when he comes down, that's a great time to hit him with it. The red ones he shoots will come out of the water and chase you. So pick them off quickly. He's all about patience as Zero. As X, you can just spam the Frost Tower, I believe it's called, and just hose him. Gosh, I hope we got another goofy named ability. We did!